In the south of Iran, there lives a tribe. By day, they are kind and warm people. Good neighbors, hardworking fathers, caring mothers. But when night sinks into its deepest darkness, these same people change. They say their hunger is fed by human flesh and blood. To understand where this curse began, we must go back nearly 100 years, to a time when a teenage boy named Khaman played in the dusty, sunburned alleys of a village with his closest friend, Hashim. One day, Khaman found a beautiful spinning top. Laughing, he ran through the alley, holding it above his head, until two older boys blocked his path. They demanded the toy. Khaman ran. They chased him and caught him at the end of a narrow, dead-end alley. They tore the spinning top from his hands and slammed him to the ground. One of them pinned his arms. The other loosened his belt. Khaman struggled, but terror locked his voice inside his chest. Not just fear of pain, but fear of being heard, of being seen. He was small. They were strong. Pain rippled through his body. His fingers clawed at the dirt, silent, desperate. His eyes drifted to the old wooden door at the end of the alley, and he prayed it would never open, that no one would witness what was being taken from him. For a brief moment, he turned his head and saw Hashim, standing at the mouth of the alley, frozen, terrified. Seconds later, no one was there. For years, Khaman told himself that he had imagined it, that Hashim had never been there at all. When it was over, broken and bleeding, Khaman fled home with what strength he had left. After that day, he locked himself away. And then, he vanished. 5 years. For 5 years, no one in the village saw him. They said he had gone into the mountains, learning forbidden knowledge and the ways of dark magic. When he returned, the boy was gone. In his place stood something else. A man filled with buried rage and hatred. During those years, Hashim had earned respect among the people. When he saw Khaman again, he tried to help him return to life. They never spoke of that night. Hashim believed Khaman had never realized he had been seen, but guilt has weight, and it lifted Khaman upward. Slowly, Khaman became the chief of the village. Hashim stood at his side, but power is not something Khaman wished to share. First, the taxes rose. Then the lands were seized. And after that, oppression. Hashim believed he could still restrain him. Until one day, when the cruelty grew unbearable, he threatened Khaman by reminding him of the past. It was the greatest mistake of his life. Khaman exposed Hashim's thefts, placed all blame upon him, and erased him silently, so that his death would appear to be the work of angry villagers. From that moment on, there were no breaks left. But soon, the people began to whisper. To silence them, Khaman turned fully to dark magic. From that day forward, anyone who wished to protest found their voice trapped in their throat, their lips unable to shape defiance. The spell condemned the people to silence. Still, it was not enough. With another ritual, Khaman cursed his own tribe, condemning them to become man-eating beasts at night, hunting those who had dared to resist by day. The village drowned in fear. At night, no one dared step outside. Some slept on rooftops, hoping to escape the monsters below. As Khaman's cruelty continued, those who could flee left in silence. They carried their stories elsewhere, but their voices never traveled beyond the walls. Khaman's treasury was full, and his gold knew how to close mouths. Wherever whispers rose, gold arrived before truth. To smother dissent completely, he built a wall around the village. No one could leave without his permission. and those who remained had no right to speak. But when oppression crosses its limit, patience overflows. Fear gives way to rage. Protest was no longer spoken. It was swallowed. And every swallowed word became fuel for the night. The people understood if they had no voice by day, they still had screams by night. And so, the village awakened after dark. People poured into the streets with nothing left to lose. But Khaman was ready, and so was his tribe in their darkest forms. For 4 nights, screams were answered with teeth, and blood replaced sound. Nearby villagers saw, they heard, and they stayed silent, out of fear or under the excuse, this is not our problem. After that, the village survived, but life did not. People walked, worked, breathed, yet something inside them was dead. Years later, Khaman died, quietly, without trial. But his curse remained, and even now, when someone recognizes one of that tribe, they whisper into another's ear, "This is one of them. Be careful."